Okay, guys, we're going to go over the cell and genetics review. So number one, I have the answer marked for you. It says simple to complex. These are the levels of organization. Remember, we talked about this at the beginning of the year, but the simplest living thing that we have is a cell. And then cells make up tissue. Tissue makes up organs. Organs make up organ systems. And organism is the most complex. Remember, smallest to the most complex. Question two. I believe there's a typo on question two, and it should have said something like that lets the living material in and out of the cell. So if we think about what is the organelle that lets living things in and out of the cell, it should be the cell membrane. And remember, on the plant cell, it's inside of the cell wall. And on the animal cell, it's the line that goes around the animal cell. So in that case, it should be answer choice C. So number two should have been C. The next one, which of the following do all organisms have in common? So this kind of goes with cell theory, but let's read through our answer choices. A, cells held up by cell walls, which is not true. So we're going to strike through that one. The method to get water and food into and out of the cells, I'm just going to leave that one. And then C says cells are made from pre-existing cells. That sounds like the cell theory, which is what the question is probably asking us about. But let's read D, special cells that can do different things. And yes, we do have specialized cells, but that is really not the answer that I believe we're looking for. So we need to find which of the following do all living organisms have in common. And all living things have cells that come from pre-existing cells. So for number three, you should have had C. Plants use energy from sunlight, water, carbon dioxide to produce sugar. Which structure is found only in the plant cell that helps plants capture energy from the sunlight? So our green kitchen is what we're thinking about, our green kitchen. So remember, those nicknames will help you remember the organelles. You will be tested heavily over the organelles on this test, so you need to memorize them. The vacuole, remember, is the storage bag. Okay, so I put the nicknames for the different parts, organelles of the cell, the parts of the cell. So we have which structure is found only in plant cells. So only in plant cells that captures energy from sunlight would be the other part you should kind of recognize for the question. So the vacuole is found in both cells. The nucleus is found in both cells. The chloroplast is only found in the plant cell, and the cell membrane is found in both cells. So just getting that determined, I know the answer is chloroplast. And I just want to highlight chloroplast, not all these extras. So here we go. Chloroplast is your answer. Remember, that's the green kitchen. Okay, for the next question, I asked you about 4 differences between the plant and animal cell. So one thing that you should have noticed is the vacuole. Remember, the vacuole is different sizes in the plant and animal cell. In the plant, there's only one, and it's very big. It's called the central vacuole. And in the animal, it's very small, and we have several of them. The other thing is the cell wall is only in the plant cell. The chloroplast is only in the plant cell. And then the last thing I wrote down was the shape. The plant cell is rectangle while the animal cell is round. So hopefully you got those on your answer document. Okay. If you did not get one of these or you got it wrong, please fix your document so that you are studying for the test with accurate information. So number 6, it says which structures perform similar functions in plant and animal cells. So I'm looking for similar functions in both. So it has to be an organelle that is in both. I kind of wrote down the nicknames for each one to help me kind of gauge which ones I'm going to find in both. Okay, so just looking at the answer choices, I see answer choice D. We did not talk about the ribosomes in class. So I'm going to cross that out because I know we did not talk about ribosomes, so shouldn't be on my test. Okay, so that leaves 3 choices left. So we have the mitochondrial nucleus cell membrane. Okay, so do we find the powerhouse, the nucleus, and the cell membrane in both cells? Yeah, we do. So I'm going to just double check that I'm thinking correctly. Answer choice B says vacuole, chloroplast, and cell wall. And again, I do not find that in both cells. That's only the chloroplast and the cell wall are only in the plant cell. And how do I know that? I just put that answer above. So remember on your test questions, make sure that you're looking at the other test questions. Sometimes they can help you answer the questions correctly. Okay, and then the answer C says cell membrane, cell wall, nucleus. Again, I know cell wall is just in the plant, so it cannot be the answer choice. So that leaves my answer choice of A. So your answer should have been A. Why is it being so difficult? Okay, I'm just going to highlight technology sometimes. I'm just going to highlight right there. Oh. Okay, how do I undo? Well, some of you are probably way better at this than me. I know that I have to click on my pointer tool and then I have to erase it, delete. All right, let me try that again. So this time I'm actually going to highlight it and I'm just going to stop right. Oh, no, I did it again. Okay, so you get the answer. It should be A. I'm just going to delete it out. But it should be A. Number 7, according to the cell theory. So this one's definitely the cell theory. Viruses are not considered living organisms. Which of the following would contradict the cell theory? So cell theory, which is saying it's going to go against it. So let's think. All living organisms have the ability to reproduce by themselves, and viruses are not able to do this. Okay, letter B, all living organisms have the ability to make their own energy, and viruses are not able to do that. C says all living organisms have the ability to move, and viruses are not able to do this. Or D, all living organisms are made from cells, and viruses are not made from cells. Okay, so the answer choice should be